The following is a live sports presentation of Glycod. GLICOD.com.
Glycod's coverage of Oldham High School's basketball starts now.
Varsity basketball action this evening as it's the Jeffersonville Red Devils coming across the Ohio River as they get set to take on the North Oldham Mustangs. Justin Kalin alongside Gary Forrest this evening for you on the call for Glycod. Gary, should be a fun ball game here this evening.
Yeah, I think it'll be an interesting one, Justin. Two teams, good teams, built in a different way, so it'll be a contrast of styles tonight here in Goshen.
Jeffersonville coming in with a record of 2-7 on the season, 0-2 in Hoosier Hills Conference play. North Oldham with a record of 10-7 on the season. So first off, you look at those records, Gary, huge discrepancy in games as this Jeffersonville team had to sit out over 3 weeks due to COVID issues here in this past month of December.
Well, Justin, whether it be Indiana, Kentucky, Tennessee, you can have 3 teams right side one another, and they may all have played a different amount of games. And it's because of the COVID situation. What a lot of people don't realize, yes, they may have to sit out a game, but they also can't practice. And, a lot of time what that leads to is sometimes, in the case of Jeff, they went 2 weeks without practicing or playing.
Yeah, and it wasn't just their players either. Coach Andrew Grants, we'll touch on it a little more as this pregame goes along, but he had to miss significant time as well. How does a team carry on when their head man is not on the sidelines?
Well, you hope that you've got good assistants and they follow in your footsteps. And, maybe that's a little bit of what people here in the Louisville area have an understanding about the men's Cardinal team going through. They've gone without their head coach at practice and in games for 6 games.
Yeah.
It just really offsets the growth of your team.
Absolutely. So like you said, you got to hope those assistants are good, doing what they're told and what they're supposed to do, and hopefully you're able to get some wins while they're gone. Not necessarily the case for Jeffersonville as they came back from that play, lost 2 games against Floyd Central and Providence, 2 rivals for them last week.
Well, once again, but they've had kids out, a various amount of kids out. Coach told me that he hadn't had his complete team until the other night.
Yeah.
So that just shows you how much it's off. And a lot of coaches, depending on what type of team you have, if you're a veteran team or if you're a young team, they'll stack their schedules. They may front load it with a lot of talented teams, or they may front load it with young teams. Jeff, traditionally being a really good program in Indiana, they're not going to be able to play a lot of slouches. They're going to play teams that bring their game no matter what Jeff's record is every night.
Absolutely. Speaking of Coach Andrew Grants, we will discuss this game with him on the other side of this break. I know you got a chance to catch up with him, Gary. We will listen to that conversation on the other side of this break. You're watching boys varsity basketball here on Glycod.
Only your locally owned Cub Cadet dealer has genuine parts, accessories, trained service technicians, and the widest selection of innovative Cub Cadet products. We're here for you whenever you need us, with expert service and support to keep your equipment running at peak performance for years to come. Visit your locally owned power equipment dealer, Anderson Sales and Service in Madison, Crestwood, and our newest location at 1675 Watterson Trail in Louisville.
Crestwood Coin Laundry, Oldham County's leading laundromat for over 25 years. Located at 6520 West Highway 146, Crestwood Coin Laundry offers state-of-the-art facilities in a clean, inviting atmosphere. You can wash and dry clothes yourself, or you can drop off your clothes in the morning and have them back clean, dry, and folded that afternoon. Their extra-large washers are perfect for comforters and large items, and all larger machines accept credit cards. They're open at 8 on weekdays and 7 on weekends for your convenience. Stop in or visit them online, CrestwoodCoinLaundryKY.com.
Want to replace your old, rotted, and drafty windows? What would your house look like with the newest and high-quality windows on the market? With just one call to Metro Windows, you can choose from a great selection of aluminum-clad, vinyl, and rot-free windows at an affordable price. And Metro Windows can also replace just the glass and failed windows, too. Their installers are Oldham County residents that take pride in their work and craftsmanship. Metro Windows has been locally owned for over 30 years and is the proud carrier of the Windsor window line. Give Metro Windows a call today at 222-7828. That's 222-7828, Metro Windows.
Kevin Woosley is a lifelong Oldham County resident. He's been a public servant for 30 years and is a former Kentucky State Police 911 administrator. Currently the District 3 Fiscal Court Magistrate, Kevin is a responsive politician. He favors improved broadband internet, more affordable housing, plus new roads and schools to meet the demands of a growing county. Re-elect Kevin Woosley for District 3 Magistrate.
I'm Kevin Woosley, and I approve this message.
Paid for and approved by Kevin Woosley for Magistrate.
Winter is coming. The Farmer's Almanac is predicting a rough winter with teeth-chattering cold. Don't be caught unprepared. Call Thompson Heating and Cooling today for a special $99 HVAC checkup. Because the last time you want to find out your heat isn't working is when you really need it. At Thompson, we offer a 2-hour appointment window, so you won't be kept waiting all day. We are fully stocked and prepared, and 90% of our calls are repaired that day. And as always, your satisfaction is guaranteed. Call us today for express service.
This edition of Coach's Comments is brought to you by Thompson Heating and Cooling in LaGrange. For trusted on-time service, call Thompson at 502-817-3105. Thompson, making people comfortable. ThompsonHeating.net.
This is Gary Forrest coming to you live from Goshen, Kentucky, where tonight the North Oldham Mustangs play host to the Jeffersonville Red Devils. I'm here with Coach Andrew Grants. Coach, last time I saw you was Providence. You've moved around a little bit. You're back home, I guess, a little bit. Yep. Tell us a little bit about your team.
Yeah, well, we're still trying to find that out ourselves. We've had an interesting start to the season. This past weekend, 4 days ago, was the first time that we've had our entire group 100% healthy, myself included, with a full roster and a full coaching staff the entire season. So we're still searching for that identity a little bit and looking for exactly who we are and what we are. But we've got a very talented group. We've got a very long and athletic group, and so I'm excited about kind of coming down the home stretch here, which is crazy to say because we really feel like this past weekend was kind of like our opening weekend. It's been nuts.
Well, I talk to coaches and everybody says COVID. It's like playing mini seasons within a season, and it sounds to me like you guys are going through the same things. I look at here at your JV bunch, and they're athletic looking and such, and I look at your scores, and I kind of see the same thing that we've talked about, things that you're going to have to do tonight, discounting North Oldham, things that your team's going to have to do to be successful.
Number one is simply just play hard. Getting back into just playing with pride, playing with grit, diving on the floor for loose balls, playing physical, and just really getting teams to play our brand of basketball that we want them in imposing our will onto our opponents. I didn't think we did a very good job at all this past weekend of doing that. But like I said, there's been a lot of challenges. I mean, COVID is absolutely right, and that's affected our season. But not only on top of that, I've had some illness myself. We've had two of our three double-digit scorers from last year have both missed 5 of our first 7 games. So it's been kind of crazy. So we're building towards that. We're thinking with the end in mind. We're trying not to get too caught up in the here and now. But the thing that we need here and now is that effort and that intensity and that grit every time that we play.
You've heard it from Coach Andrew Grants. We're his Red Devils tonight. Take on the North Oldham Mustangs here in Goshen. This is Gary Forrest for Glycod.com Sports.
LaGrange Service Center is a professional automotive service center that aims to provide the highest level of customer satisfaction. Their team is dedicated to performing honest and ethical work. Their experienced technicians make affordably priced immediate and scheduled repairs. Plus, they offer 24-hour emergency roadside assistance and much more. Located at 409 West Jefferson Street, or call 502-222-1673. LaGrange Service Center.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Brian Morrison in Louisville today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Welcome to WDRB Home Design here at Watts Home Center. We're talking paint colors today. Tommy, what are the hottest colors this season?
The hottest colors are gray. Grays are trending. You also have taupes, off-white. Benjamin Moore has over 4,000 colors, so we can find something that you like.
So if I wanted to color match my shirt, you could do it?
I can do it. We take our little color spectrometer here. It will take a picture of your shirt, tells us what color it is. We have true color lighting, so it helps us get the true color to match your color.
Do you have any tips for us to ensure a successful paint job?
The best tip I can give you is use the proper tools. You want to use a good paintbrush, you want to use a good roller. People always grab a roller frame, they just want to roll a wall, grab a pole, whether it be an expensive good one, an inexpensive wood one. It makes the job go so much easier when you're rolling that wall out.
The team at Watts Home Center can answer all your painting questions, so come on out to their location here in LaGrange. I'm Lindsay Cox for WDRB Home Design.
Robert Lane is not a seasoned politician. He grew up in Oldham County and has been in the trenches alongside first responders for over 20 years. As sheriff, he will provide fresh, community-oriented policing perspectives while maintaining a duty to serve citizens fairly and impartially. Vote for a candidate with a servant's heart. Vote Robert Lane for Oldham County Sheriff, committed to community.
I'm Robert Lane, and I approve this message.
Paid for and approved by Robert Lane for Oldham County Sheriff.
You're tuned in to Oldham High School's basketball on Glycod.
Back here at North Oldham High School as we get you set for boys varsity basketball this evening right here on Glycod, as it's the Jeffersonville Red Devils at 2-7 on the season, visiting the North Oldham Mustangs at 10-7. As we continue our pregame here, our clock continues to tick down towards zeros as we will go ahead and now take a look at our keys to the game for both of these teams. Gary, let's start with the visitors, the Red Devils of Jeffersonville. What are their keys to watch for tonight?
Well, in watching Jeff, the first thing you notice when you look out on the floor is they're extremely athletic. You know, can they harness that athleticism in a positive basketball sort of way? By that I mean, you know, good defensive pressure, getting up and down the floor, rebounding and such. If there is a chink in the armor, it's been this start again, stop again thing that COVID leads to, and they're very much affected. They haven't played a lot of games. So, you know, for them it's like starting anew. And then I think the other subject is how well do they shoot the ball? You know, you got to score, and they're playing a good North Oldham team, so they're going to have to do that.
Absolutely. We'll keep an eye on that for Jeffersonville. How about for the Mustangs of North Oldham? What do we need to keep our eyes on tonight for them, their keys of the game?
Very well coached, as are both teams. The big key for North, they're going to play without one of their leading guards tonight, Jack Scales, under the weather. So, you know, he's not even dressed out. So, like so many teams in this COVID era, they're constantly plugging spots with starters. So, next man up, you got to be ready. They've got two very talented inside players that hopefully for North they can hold off Jeff's athleticism. They've got a point guard, small in nature, but averaging 20 points a game and has been a starter since an 8th grader. So, you know, I look for an evenly matched game, but both teams trying to win, doing things differently.
There you have it. There are your keys to the game. Tonight's keys to the game are brought to you by Robert Lane for Sheriff, committed to community. We will step aside for another break here, come back on the other side, and hear from North Oldham coach David Levich. After these messages, stick with us. You're watching boys varsity basketball right here on Glycod.
Robert Lane is not a seasoned politician. He grew up in Oldham County and has been in the trenches alongside first responders for over 20 years. As sheriff, he will provide fresh, community-oriented policing perspectives while maintaining a duty to serve citizens fairly and impartially. Vote for a candidate with a servant's heart. Vote Robert Lane for Oldham County Sheriff, committed to community.
I'm Robert Lane, and I approve this message.
Paid for and approved by Robert Lane for Oldham County Sheriff.
Want to replace your old, rotted, and drafty windows? What would your house look like with the newest and high-quality windows on the market? With just one call to Metro Windows, you can choose from a great selection of aluminum-clad, vinyl, and rot-free windows at an affordable price. And Metro Windows can also replace just the glass and failed windows, too. Their installers are Oldham County residents that take pride in their work and craftsmanship. Metro Windows has been locally owned for over 30 years and is the proud carrier of the Windsor window line. Give Metro Windows a call today at 222-7828. That's 222-7828 Metro Windows.
Welcome to WDRB Home Design here at Watts Home Center. We're talking paint colors today. Tommy, what are the hottest colors this season?
The hottest colors are gray. Grays are trending. You also have taupes, off-white. Benjamin Moore has over 4,000 colors, so we can find something that you like.
So if I wanted to color match my shirt, you could do it?
I can do it. We take our little color spectrometer here. It will take a picture of your shirt, tells us what color it is. We have true color lighting, so it helps us get the true color to match your color.
Do you have any tips for us to ensure a successful paint job?
The best tip I can give you is use the proper tools. You want to use a good paintbrush, you want to use a good roller. People always grab a roller frame, they just want to roll a wall. Grab a pole, whether it be an expensive good one, an inexpensive wooden one. It makes the job go so much easier when you're rolling that wall out.
The team at Watts Home Center can answer all your painting questions, so come on out to their location here in LaGrange. I'm Lindsay Cox for WDRB Home Design.
Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters. Colossians 3:23. Stinnett Plumbing, proudly serving Oldham County with a complete array of services from faucet fixes to bathroom renovations. Locally owned, built on integrity, and committed to bringing exceptional quality work to you. On call 24 hours a day for emergency repairs. Phone 502-690-3070. This portion of tonight's game on Glycod is brought to you by Stinnett Plumbing. Reliable, friendly, trusted. Phone 502-690-3070 or go online to StinnettPlumbing.com.
This is Gary Forrest coming to you live from North Oldham High School, where tonight the Mustangs play host to the Jeffersonville Red Devils. Coach, first question I always ask in today's world, are you healthy?
No, we're not. We're not healthy, obviously. At the moment, if you looked at our past couple scores, we've had a lot of guys out, but we had one guy back tonight. Still have two out, but at the end of the day, at least these other guys will get some minutes, and hopefully it'll go a long way for them as we get to districts and regions.
Jeffersonville, always talented, sometimes not always great basketball players, but I look out here, the JV teams are warming up, and they're bigger than a lot of varsity teams.
Yeah, no, they've had COVID problems and injuries as well. They had a 2-week pause this year, so they've had a lot of the issues that a lot of teams have had. Obviously, Loving Watts is committed to Drake, which is a mid-major powerhouse. They had an at-large bid in the tournament last year, and they have the Moore brothers who can really shoot the ball. They're very similar. It's hard to tell which one is which on film, but they're both really good shooters. And, the way we are right now with our team and, guys having to step up, and, every team we play is probably going to be a dogfight, to be honest, talent, no matter what the talent level is. But Jeff's a good matchup for us because I think it's a good prep for OC because they don't play like OC a lot on things, but their defense is very aggressive like OC. So it'll be a good test for some of our other guys to really see how they can handle the ball against really active teams because obviously Oldham County is a super active team as well.
Coach, what are you going to have to do to be successful tonight?
Really, honestly, we're just going to have to take care of the ball and run our stuff. I really tried to emphasize to our guys in the last 2 days, when you're down, you got to really pay attention to detail when you're down, guys. And there's a team really jumps passing lanes and loving watches. You'll see in games, does a lot of running jumps on his own, and they're super athletic. So just, I think if we do the little things like setting our man up, getting open, running our stuff, I think their one weakness is inside. They don't really have any big kids. It's funny, their wings are actually bigger than their big guys. And we have, obviously we have 667 kids that are averaging 20 rebounds a game together. And I think if we can throw the ball inside, take care of the ball with our guard, throw the ball inside, and inside-out game, I think we'll have a good chance.
You've heard it from Coach Dave Levich here at North Oldham High School, where tonight his Mustangs play host to the Jeffersonville Red Devils. This is Glycod.com Sports.
And there you have it. That was Coach David Levich of the North Oldham Mustangs, as we are under a minute here in our pregame. As quickly we will get to our storylines for Jeffersonville and North Oldham. For North Oldham, the main storyline that I'm going to be keeping an eye on, you heard Coach Levich talk about Jack Scales not being able to play in this one. A kid that's averaging almost 15 points a game, Gary. That's what I'm watching for North Oldham tonight.
Well, the big thing I'm going to watch is the matchup on who guards Dallas Roberts. Roberts, small in stature. Some people question, he averaged 20 points a game, and he's just a junior. So it'll be interesting to see he handles the pressure with Scales out.
And we will see how it all plays out. Tonight's storylines, by the way, brought to you by State Farm agent Brian Morrison. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. We'll step aside for our final break, come back on the other side, and get you your starting lineups and the opening tip-off here this evening. Stick with us. You're listening to Boys Varsity Basketball right here on Glycod.
Crestwood Coin Laundry, Oldham County's leading laundromat for over 25 years. Located at 6520 West Highway 146, Crestwood Coin Laundry offers state-of-the-art facilities in a clean, inviting atmosphere. You can wash and dry clothes yourself, or you can drop off your clothes in the morning and have them back clean, dry, and folded that afternoon. Their extra-large washers are perfect for comforters and large items, and all larger machines accept credit cards. They're open at 8 on weekdays and 7 on weekends for your convenience. Stop in or visit them online, CrestwoodCoinLaundryKY.com.
Welcome to WDRB Home Design here at Watts Home Center. We're talking paint colors today. Tommy, what are the hottest colors this season?
The hottest colors are gray. Grays are trending. You also have taupes, off-white. Benjamin Moore has over 4,000 colors, so we can find something that you like.
So if I wanted to color match my shirt, you could do it?
I can do it. We take our little color spectrometer here. We'll take a picture of your shirt, tells us what color it is. We have true color lighting, so it helps us get the true color to match your color.
Do you have any tips for us to ensure a successful paint job?
The best tip I can give you is use the proper tools. You want to use a good paintbrush, you want to use a good roller. People always grab a roller frame, they just want to roll a wall, grab a pole, whether it be an expensive good one, inexpensive wood one. It makes the job go so much easier when you're rolling that wall out.
The team at Watts Home Center can answer all your painting questions, so come on out to their location here in LaGrange. I'm Lindsay Cox for WDRB Home Design.
From Glycod, it's Oldham High School's basketball. Tonight's game is brought to you by Anderson Sales and Service, outdoor equipment specialists who make your life easier. By Metro Windows, installers of high-quality windows. By Thompson Heating and Cooling, where your comfort comes first. By LaGrange Service Center, quality car care since 1964. By Watts Home Center in LaGrange, design that feels like home. By State Farm Insurance Agent Leslie Gilley. Robert Lane for Oldham County Sheriff. Roy's Body and Glass Shop. And by Lawson Financial. Now to courtside for all the action of Oldham High School's basketball from Glycod.
Back here at North Oldham High School as we wrap up our starting lineups here, as we get you set for boys varsity basketball here on Glycod. The 2-7 Jeffersonville Red Devils set to take on the 10-7 North Oldham Mustangs, as we'll take a look first at the Jeffersonville starters. Pretty standards. It's going to be Will Lovings-Watts, Kobe Studemeyer, Brandon Razor-Moore, Brenton Moore, the younger brother, of Brandon Razor-Moore, and then Monty McGee, the final starter for Jeffersonville. For North Oldham, it's going to be Dallas Roberts, Ian Higdon, Dominic Portaro, Luke Anderson, and Grant Neal, as Jeffersonville will be donning their red uniforms with the white and gray trim along the side. North Oldham will be in their white uniforms with that blue trim and lettering, as we are just about set, and now we are, as the opening tip-off is going to land in the arms of the Jeffersonville Red Devils.
North Oldham starting out straight man-to-man against the Devils.
And we'll see how that plays out against the athleticism that we alluded to of the Red Devils here early on. As that's Brenton Moore with it, as he kicks it out to Studemeyer, who's going to get a wide open three and gets it to drop early on. That's a good start for Andrew Granson, Jeffersonville.
Studemeyer didn't hesitate. Jeff starting off zone pressing right now, doubling, putting pressure on the ball right off the bat.
North Oldham, it looked like initially was going to beat it, and now they are, and it's going to lead to a wide open three for them, as Grant Neal unable to knock it down, and here come the Red Devils the other direction. Justin Kalin, Gary Forrest on the call for you this evening. Colby Martin, our producer. As another shot going to drop there for the Red Devils. Also have Will Harper on camera this evening for you all. Jeffersonville with an early 5-0 lead here. Now North Oldham going to try to go inside, and that's going to result in a charge. Good job there by Monty McGee, getting his body in the right spot.
McGee did a great job getting back in the paint. Gave up his body, took the charge. Turnover, Mustangs.
This Jeffersonville team, by the way, averaging just over 53 points a game, allowing just under 63. As there's going to be another good look at three, and another one knocked down, this time by Brandon Razor-Moore. Jeffersonville hitting early on here as they are up 8-0 in the early going. Now a strong drive to the bucket, as that was taken in by Ian Higdon. Couldn't get it to drop, but a couple free throws upcoming.
Higdon caught the ball way deep in the paint, too deep to defend effectively, and as a result, he's fouled on the play. He'll shoot two at the line.
Head coach Andrew Grants for the Red Devils in his second season. 17-14 overall record as head coach of the Red Devils. 105 wins, 56 losses in his sixth year of coaching overall. Guy that's bounced around a lot of places. As the first free throw was good by the Mustangs, second one comes off the front iron. Back comes Jeffersonville the other direction. This is Will Lovings-Watts with it in his hand, the Drake commit. As he's going to pass it down low. Now back out. Brenton Moore going to fire up a three. He can't get it to go. Rebounded by Higdon. Now Higdon drove inside, kicks a good one out, and Portaro unable to knock it down, but it's Dallas Roberts with the rebound. Dallas Roberts, by the way, the leading scorer for this North Oldham team, north of 17 points a ball game. Now inside with it. Higdon backing down his man, forces it up, can't get it to drop, but he does earn a couple more free throws, so Higdon aggressive early on here for North Oldham.
Well, Jeff's going to have to figure out real quick, if you let Higdon get the ball in the paint that deep, he's going to score. Lovins that time allowed him to get the ball and then decided to play defense, and Higdon's too good a player to let have the ball that deep in the paint right now. It makes his first.
One more opportunity here for Higdon as he fires it from behind his head and gets it to drop through. North Oldham down 5 here early on, 8-3, under 6 minutes to go in the first quarter of play. Jeffersonville going to get another good look at three, and once again they're going to knock it down. Brandon Razor-Moore once more is able to get it in, and that's going to prompt a timeout called by Coach David Levich and the Mustangs of North Oldham. We'll step aside for one as well. Stick with us. You're watching Boys Varsity Basketball right here on Glycod.
Crestwood Coin Laundry, Oldham County's leading laundromat for over 25 years. Located at 6520 West Highway 146, Crestwood Coin Laundry offers state-of-the-art facilities in a clean, inviting atmosphere. You can wash and dry clothes yourself, or you can drop off your clothes in the morning and have them back clean, dry, and folded that afternoon. Their extra-large washers are perfect for comforters and large items, and all larger machines accept credit cards. They're open at 8 on weekdays and 7 on weekends for your convenience. Stop in or visit them online, CrestwoodCoinLaundryKY.com.
You're tuned in to Oldham High School's basketball on Glycod.
And back here at North Oldham following the timeout, 11-3. Jeffersonville with an early lead in this one. As we've got 5:28 left here in the first quarter of play. Justin Kalen alongside Gary Forrest as North Oldham with the basketball now.
Justin, as we mentioned during the dead time, Jeff's come out, shot it well.
And speaking of shooting it well, how about a good shot there by the sophomore Grant Neal, averaging 6.4 points per game, but he's able to get that one to drop through. Now 11-6 as Lovings-Watts is going to pull up, and he gets it to drop. He's able to use his size there, rise up over his man, and now he's going to come up with a steal. As he drives inside, crosses over his man, and a nifty finish there, as that'll give Jeffersonville an early 9-point lead. And this pressure just forcing North Oldham to get a little crazy with the basketball here, Gary.
Well, it's really got them out of sorts, if you will, Justin. Haven't really run an offensive set but maybe one time so far in this first 3.5 minutes.
We'll see what they're able to do here, as that is Portaro with the basketball now, as he's going to leave it off for Roberts. Roberts gets a screen from Anderson. Now he's going to try to drive inside. Kicks it out. Portaro with a good look at three, and he's not able to knock it down, but we got some contact down low, and I believe they're going to get Monty McGee that time. Substitution in the ball game for Jeffersonville, as it's going to be number 3, Isaiah Florence, the senior, coming in, as will number 12, the freshman, P.J. Douglas. McGee will head to the sideline, as will Will Lovings-Watts. Has a good look at three here from Dallas Roberts, able to knock it down, and that gets the North Oldham deficit back to 6. Now the Red Devils trying to extend on their 6-point lead as we're halfway through this first quarter. That shot no good, as that was Brandon Razor Moore once again. He's already hit a couple shots tonight. Inside, here's Higdon. Backing down his man, floats it over that right shoulder. Can't get it to go, but a big rebound by Anderson, and he's going to be fouled on the stick-back attempt.
Anderson did a great job playing off the ball on the missed shot.
Anderson, one of the bigger players for this North Oldham team, listed at 6'7", north of 7 points and 7 rebounds a ball game, nearly 8 rebounds a ball game, as he misses the first free throw. Anderson's second is up, and he can't get that one to drop either, so it'll remain a 15-9 ball game, Jeffersonville leading. Studemeyer with it now as he drives inside, falling to the floor, gets it away. Now backing down his man, good cross or step through, but lost the basketball in the process by P.J. Douglas, and Jeffersonville going to reset. Now the Jeffersonville bench making quite a bit of racket, as we're going to get a, I believe they call it a foul down low against Jeffersonville.
Illegal screen away from the ball, Justin.
That's what I've got you here, Gary, when I miss things like that. As North Oldham back with the basketball, trailing by 6 here. As they're going to try to go inside to Higdon again. He's been the lone bright spot for North Oldham here in the early going, as Neal going to try another three. This time he can't get it to drop after just making one. Here's Lovings-Watts back in the game for Jeffersonville. He goes all the way to the basket, now leaves it off for Douglas and swatted away. Quickly the Mustangs the other way, but great job there by Will Lovings-Watts tracking down the play and knocking it out of bounds, but it will stay with North Oldham here.
Great block on behalf of Higdon for the Mustangs saved a surefire bucket at the other end for the Red Devils.
Under 3 minutes to go now here in this first quarter. As here's Roberts driving inside, using his athleticism, wanted a foul, but none called. Now Studemeyer, he slashes into the lane, kicks it out. Good look at a deep two there, as it's knocked through by Isaiah Florence, the senior. North Oldham trailing by 8, 17-9 here. As driving in is Portaro, kicks it out. And Higdon, a deep two, can't knock it down. Battle for the basketball as there's 3 bodies on the floor and it goes out of bounds, last touched by Jeffersonville. Britton Razor-Moore back in the ball game now as Kobe Studemeyer will head to the Jeffersonville sideline. Here's Anderson with it for North Oldham. Gets it inside. Higdon once again getting down low the bucket. Couldn't get it to go, but gets his own rebound and the stick back up and in.
Once again, you can't give Higdon that many shots in the paint. He works extremely hard.
Good move there by Will Lovings. Watts looked like he was going to go up for that floater. Instead, threaded the needle and got it in for the freshman B.J. Douglas, who draws the foul. Couple free throws upcoming.
You know, right now or early here in this first quarter, I'm really impressed with Lovins. You know, a kid comes in with a lot of hype and stuff. He's committed to Drake, and I thought maybe he would be that guy that handled it and shot it a lot. But right now, he's been the guy that's made his teammates better. He's been a great passer.
Now, normally when you've got those good guys, they're not always the most willing passers.
No, you know, that's what surprised me. You know, he's done a great job of making his teammates around him better.
North Oldham back with the basketball here, trailing by 8 once more at 19-11. Kind of a wild pass there, but Portaro's able to run it down. Now back with Roberts, and they're going to say last touched by Roberts.
Well, that one started bad when Portaro killed his dribble at midcourt, and then Roberts had to come and get it in the old coffin corner, and nothing good ever happens there.
Now Jeffersonville back with the basketball, leading by 8. Trying to make that double digits here in the first quarter as we're under 90 seconds left in quarter number 1. Will Lovings-Watts, great crossover, puts up the shot, and it somehow comes out. North Oldham clears the rebound. Here's Roberts across the timeline. He's going to try to drive inside, floats up, no good. And a good rebound, high pointing it was Will Lovings-Watts. As he thought about driving in, now he's just going to leave it out for Isaiah Florence, who gets it right back to him. Now driving in, Britton Moore gets it swatted away, and Luke Anderson thought he had a clean block, but the referees are going to whistle him for a foul. And Razor Moore still down on the floor. So hopefully he's all right. That is an important player for Jeffersonville. They need him out there, Gary.
I tell you what, Justin, you know, a lot of times they'll miss that call. I thought there was a lot of space between the bodies, and I thought Anderson had a clean block there, but the officials seemed to think he had a better angle, made the call. But from where I'm sitting, you could see space between the two. It looked like a good block. And Anderson, 6'7", used that rangy body to do so.
And that's a good sign there as Britton Moore getting back up to his feet and walking to the Jeffersonville sideline under his own power. So great to see there. Going to be a little bruised. He'll feel that one tomorrow, no doubt about it.
Well, the thing about Jeff, they've already showed the ability to use a lot of players off their bench, and right now North getting their first sub into the game, so he'll have some time to walk it off, and like I say, they've already used 9 players here this first quarter for the Red Devils.
Studemeyer, the guy that comes into the ball game for him, so he will shoot the free throws as the first one long off the back iron. So we've got 53 seconds left here in the first quarter, a briskly played first quarter thus far. Studemeyer's second free throw won't drop in either. So North Oldham with an opportunity here to cut into that 8-point deficit. It's been all Jeffersonville this whole first quarter as that ball goes into the backcourt. I guess it was tipped as the possession was kept alive. Deep two, no good. Inside, Higdon with the rebound. He kicks it out for Roberts, and he can't get it to drop. Man, these rims here at North Oldham have been cruel in this first quarter thus far. We've got 20 seconds left. Jeffersonville 19, North Oldham 11. As Studemeyer going to dribble it out, try to get the last shot for the Red Devils here. As inside for Will Lovings-Watson, taken away by Higdon, who passes it up. Floater for Portara, no good, but a rebound and stick back by Dallas Roberts, the junior. What a finish to the first quarter, and it will be Jeffersonville 19, North Oldham 13 after one. Stick with us. You're watching boys varsity basketball right here on Glycod.
LaGrange Service Center is a professional automotive service center that aims to provide the highest level of customer satisfaction. Their team is dedicated to performing honest and ethical work. Their experienced technicians make affordably priced immediate and scheduled repairs. Plus, they offer 24-hour emergency roadside assistance and much more. Located at 409 West Jefferson Street, or call 502-222-1673. LaGrange Service Center.
Looking for sound, prudent financial advice? Did you know that one of the brightest and best financial advisors is in your own backyard? Robin Lawson of Financial Solutions Incorporated has a mission to understand your long-term goals and to create a specific strategy just for you. Robin understands the challenges that face most of us today and offers fresh, out-of-the-box thinking that can put you on the road to financial freedom. Contact Robin Lawson today at 502-225-9900. That's 502-225-9900, or visit lawsonfinancial.net.
You're tuned in to Oldham High School's basketball on Glycod.
Back here at North Oldham High School, as it is the Red Devils of Jeffersonville leading 19-13 after the first quarter of play, as the second quarter just underway here, as it will be North Oldham basketball to start. Coach, great start for Jeffersonville in this one tonight.
Jeff shot the ball extremely well that first quarter, better than their yearly stats show, so that gave them a leg up.
Only averaging 53 points a game this season are the Red Devils, on pace for almost 80. As another shot they're going to drop. I believe that was Studemeyer knocking it through. Now Portaro. He drives in. Going to leave it out for Neal, who gets it to Higdon on top of the key. Higdon had a good first quarter, as he will try to keep it going, although he can't get that shot to go, as it's rebounded by the freshman Ray Laird. As Lovings-Watts now a three. No good, as North Oldham coming back the other direction, trailing by 8. As Roberts with another three, this time no good once more. Studemeyer in the lane, he'll float it up. All batted around, and they're going to say last touched by Studemeyer, so back to North Oldham it'll go. Ray Laird, the freshman out there for Jeffersonville, and number 4, good football wide receiver for the Jeffersonville Red Devil program. Just a freshman. He's going to be a heck of an athlete for Jeffersonville. So here come the Mustangs advancing up the floor, and I thought that was a wild pass, but it lands in the hands of Anderson. Anderson sets the screen. Here's Neal, gets it into Anderson over the top. Trying to drop it in for Miles Gay, the 6'5 junior newly into the ball game, and another foul down low. 6th foul already on Jeffersonville, so if there's something to watch for the duration of this first half, be that foul situation. North Oldham with just 3 up on the scoreboard. Top the key, Portaro with a great look at 3, but once more unable to knock it down. And Jeffersonville quickly the other direction with Will Lovings-Watts stop and pop right in front of the free throw line. 23-13 now, Jeffersonville up 10. Largest lead of the game, as we've got 6 minutes left in this second quarter of play. Here's a good look at three for Neal. He can't knock it down. Battle for the rebound. Anderson comes away with it and lays it up and in. Good effort there by Anderson. And Jeffersonville going to give it right back on the miscommunication on the inbounds pass. And that's situations you have to avoid if you're Coach Andrew Grants and the Red Devils trying to get a win here tonight.
Well, you know, Jeff's played really good. It's good, solid floor game that makes only their second turnover, but it's an unforced one, and coaches hate those.
Now North Oldham back with the basketball here. Good defense by Brandon Razor Moore, making it difficult for Portaro to get it across the midcourt line. Now here's Portaro back with the basketball as he's going to lay it off.
Jeff really putting the press, doubling up everything, and North not really able to get the ball beneath the free throw lane in that possession.
Definitely turned up the aggression defensively, have the Red Devils. We'll see if they continue to deploy that defensive press, as here's Roberts with it for North Oldham. He's being guarded by Brandon Razor Moore, who knocks it away. Roberts wanted to pass that thing cross court, but Razor Moore had other ideas, knocked it out of bounds.
Razor Moore, as many of these Jeff players are, very rangy. Once again, another deflection.
And there he is, right on cue. Gets the turnover. Lovings Watts the other direction, and an athletic finish off the glass.
Well, there's a turnover forced into a made bucket.
Make it 25-15 now, as we've got 5 minutes left here in this first half of play. Jeffersonville looked good from the onset of this one. More keys to the game. They had to knock down shots. They've done that. And they playing stout defense as well, as Roberts going to get a good look at three. Right as I say that, Roberts with a wide open three and knocks it down, make it 25-18. Now Brandon Razor Moore, a deep three, but he's not going to waste any time getting it right back for Jeffersonville, as their 10-point lead is intact once more. But Roberts with good aggression the other way, taking it to the hoop, off the glass, no good, but a couple free throws upcoming.
Both teams looking to get the ball off the glass and go. Tempo of the game has picked up here the last 2 minutes.
And the first free throw from Roberts, no good. Dallas Roberts' mother was taking tickets tonight. Told her I'd give her son some love on the broadcast, and easy to when he's a good player like he is, as the second free throw up and in. Make it 28-19 now.
North back, little 1-3-1 action right now, kind of tilted it a little bit, just showing a different look.
Jeffersonville having an immense amount of success throughout this game thus far.
That one was down, but just didn't go in.
Now Anderson down low. He gets it swatted away by Lovings Watts. Now back the other direction. Here's Ray Laird with it. On top the key for Studemeyer. That's Mike Cooper, another freshman in the ballgame for the Red Devils, as he gets it into the corner for Studemeyer, who misses everything. And then they're going to call Ray Laird for a foul on the rebound attempt, as he bumped right into Ian Higdon. So a 1-and-1 opportunity upcoming, as that's foul number 8 on Jeffersonville this evening.
Well, we look up on the board, 8 fouls on Jeff and only 3 on North. But that's really typical of the way that Jeff plays. They're deeper. They'll play more kids off the bench. They can be a little more aggressive, and they have been.
Yeah, that's a good point. As the first free throw from Higdon knocked through. Second one is up. Good looking shot there, as that one falls through the net as well. Makes it a 28-21 Jeffersonville lead, as North Oldham's got that deficit back to 7. They're going to keep deploying that zone defense on the other end, as driving inside, now floating it out for Studemeyer. It's Ray Laird with it now. As Brandon Razor Moore, another look at three, and my goodness, is this kid good, as he's able to knock through another three, and all of a sudden that lead back up to 10. On the other end, a three for North Oldham with a good look. Unable to knock it down, but Anderson clears the rebound, gets it out to Roberts. Now Roberts, he'll float it up, and good touch there as he gets it to drop through, makes it 31-23. Under 3 minutes to play here in this first half of play. As Lovings-Watts had a good look at three, not able to knock it through, and Anderson aggressively the other direction, goes to the hoop, can't get it to go, but a couple free throws upcoming.
Foul number 9 on the Devils. The next one, double bonus.
And with still 3 minutes to play here in this first half, that's got to be somewhat worrisome for Coach Grant. As the first Anderson free throw drops through.
Anderson 1 of 3 now on the night as he missed his first two, trying to get back to 50%.
Keaton Witt, a 6-foot senior, checking out of the ball game for North Oldham. As Grant Neal makes his way back on. 2:40 left here in this first half. Jeffersonville 31, North Oldham 24. Has a good look at the bucket there. Unable to knock it through, however, as the freshman Mike Cooper just a little too long.
Both of Cooper's shots been a little long. I guess the adrenaline pumping a little bit.
North Oldham with an opportunity to get that deficit down to the lowest it's been since early in the first quarter. As here's Grant Neal driving baseline. Now good over-the-shoulder shot there. Higdon thought he had the offensive rebound off the Miles Gay-Miss shot, but going the other direction with it are the Red Devils. Under 2 minutes to play here in this first half.
North Oldham back in a 2-3 now, constantly changing defenses.
As a battle for the basketball is going to come away to North Oldham. So a chance to still cut into that 7-point deficit. As we're down to 90 ticks left here in this first half of play. Make sure you stick with us at halftime as Gary and I will break down this first half. Let you know what to expect out of the second half, as there's a good finish down low by Anderson. And that gets North Oldham back to within 5.
Nice high pick and roll. Anderson the recipient on the roller. Easy 2.
Jeffersonville victorious in the JV game tonight, by the way. 61-41 score in that contest. A game that was pretty tightly played throughout, but Jeffersonville able to pull away late. And speaking of pull away late, my goodness, Brandon Razor Moore in fuego right now, as he's got that Jeffersonville lead back up to 8 with under a minute to play.
Well, Jeff, the Cardinals send now fouls just about 90 feet away from the basket, and that's going to put them over the limit. So it'll be North Oldham shooting the 2-shot bonus free throws by Higdon.
Higdon's been to the line a lot in this one tonight. As he fires the first one up, is unable to knock it through.
Higdon very, very active of all the players out there. He's probably the most active on the North squad.
Second free throw up, can't get that one to drop either, as the rebound's going to be cleared away by the Red Devils. Worth noting that Brenton Razor Moore took a hard fall in that first quarter. Still have not seen him back at the ball game as he stands right in front of us holding ice on his back. So we'll keep an eye on that development as this one goes along. 30 seconds left here in this first half. Jeffersonville 34, North Oldham 26. As North Oldham not content to let Jeffersonville hold the basketball to the end. They're going to try to apply some defensive pressure here.
North Oldham still in a 2-3, just being very active out front. Now under 10 seconds.
Down to 6 now as Jeffersonville got to start something. as Studemeyer going to get a good look at three, and he's able to knock it down. And the Red Devils of Jeffersonville will take their biggest lead of the half into the halftime break. Stick with us. 37-26, Jeffersonville leading. You're watching boys varsity basketball right here on Glycod.
Only your locally owned Cub Cadet dealer has genuine parts, accessories, trained service technicians, and the widest selection of innovative Cub Cadet products. We're here for you whenever you need us, with expert service and support to keep your equipment running at peak performance for years to come. Visit your locally owned power equipment dealer, Anderson Sales and Service in Madison, Crestwood, and our newest location at 1675 Watterson Trail in Louisville.
LaGrange Service Center is a professional automotive service center that aims to provide the highest level of customer satisfaction. Their team is dedicated to performing honest and ethical work. Their experienced technicians make affordably priced immediate and scheduled repairs. Plus, they offer 24-hour emergency roadside assistance and much more. Located at 409 West Jefferson Street, or call 502-222-1673. LaGrange Service Center.
Robert Lane is not a seasoned politician. He grew up in Oldham County and has been in the trenches alongside first responders for over 20 years. As sheriff, he will provide fresh, community-oriented policing perspectives while maintaining a duty to serve citizens fairly and impartially. Vote for a candidate with a servant's heart. Vote Robert Lane for Oldham County Sheriff, committed to community.
I'm Robert Lane, and I approve this message.
Paid for and approved by Robert Lane for Oldham County Sheriff.
Want to replace your old, rotted, and drafty windows? What would your house look like with the newest and high-quality windows on the market? With just one call to Metro Windows, you can choose from a great selection of aluminum-clad, vinyl, and rot-free windows at an affordable price. And Metro Windows can also replace just the glass and failed windows, too. Their installers are Oldham County residents that take pride in their work and craftsmanship. Metro Windows has been locally owned for over 30 years and is the proud carrier of the Windsor window line. Give Metro Windows a call today at 222-7828. That's 222-7828 Metro Windows.
Tonight's halftime report is brought to you by Metro Windows. Replace your old rotted windows today. Call Kyle at 502-550-1489. That's Metro Windows at 502-550-1489.
And welcome back here to North Oldham High School as we are right in the middle of our halftime break here this evening. 37-26, Jeffersonville leading at the break. That was their biggest lead in that first half. And they take it to the locker rooms as they led by 6, 19-13 after the first quarter. And they, as I mentioned, will take that 37-26 lead to the break. Great start tonight for Jeffersonville in this one, Gary.
Right from the beginning, came out, shot the ball well. One of the things we questioned before the game, one of our key points was, could they shoot the ball well? They're athletic, but man, did they. 7 for 12 threes, which far better than I thought, and 13 for 25 total for the first half, so shot it well.
7 of 12 from 3. You will take that each and every night. And a half of basketball. Coach Grant's got to be pretty happy heading to the break. What about for North Oldham? They kind of struggled out of the gate. They were kind of the opposite. They didn't hit a lot of shots, and they've had to navigate through that first half, trying to stay as close as they possibly can.
Seemed to be a little timid early, but as the game went on, they picked up. You wouldn't think so looking at the stats. They literally out-rebounded this very athletic Jeff team 16-12. And surprisingly, both teams did a great job in their court presence. Jeff with only 2 turnovers the first half. And I know, any coach can be happy there. And then you look down at North Oldham and only 4 turnovers for them. So both teams getting a lot of shots off. Right now, it's Jeff shooting a much better percentage.
Yeah, good job on keeping those stats there, Gary, and an impressive number, 6 turnovers in that first half. Not a whole lot of times you're watching high school varsity basketball and you see numbers like that.
No, you don't see that at the collegiate level.
That's true, yes, very, very true. So there you go. There is your halftime report as Jeffersonville leading 37-26 as Jeffersonville has made their way back out onto the floor. We await North Oldham as we will get you set for this second half. We'll step aside for a break here, come back on the other side, and get you set for the opening of the second half. Stick with us. You're watching boys varsity basketball right here on Glycod.
Want to replace your old, rotted, and drafty windows? What would your house look like with the newest and high-quality windows on the market? With just one call to Metro Windows, you can choose from a great selection of aluminum-clad, vinyl, and rot-free windows at an affordable price. And Metro Windows can also replace just the glass and failed windows, too. Their installers are Oldham County residents that take pride in their work and craftsmanship. Metro Windows has been locally owned for over 30 years and is the proud carrier of the Windsor window line. Give Metro Windows a call today at 222-7828. That's 222-7828, Metro Windows.
Crestwood Coin Laundry, Oldham County's leading laundromat for over 25 years. Located at 6520 West Highway 146, Crestwood Coin Laundry offers state-of-the-art facilities in a clean, inviting atmosphere. You can wash and dry clothes yourself, or you can drop off your clothes in the morning and have them back clean, dry, and folded that afternoon. Their extra-large washers are perfect for comforters and large items, and all larger machines accept credit cards. They're open at 8 on weekdays and 7 on weekends for your convenience. Stop in or visit them online, CrestwoodCoinLaundryKY.com.
Welcome to WDRB Home Design here at Watts Home Center. We're talking paint colors today. Tommy, what are the hottest colors this season?
The hottest colors are gray. Grays are trending. You also have taupes, off-white. Benjamin Moore has over 4,000 colors, so we can find something that you like.
So if I wanted to color match my shirt, you could do it?
I can do it. We take our little color spectrometer here. We'll take a picture of your shirt. Tells us what color it is. We have true color lighting, so it helps us get the true color to match your color.
Do you have any tips for us to ensure a successful paint job?
The best tip I can give you is use the proper tools. You want to use a good paintbrush, you want to use a good roller. People always grab a roller frame, they just want to roll a wall. Grab a pole, whether it be an expensive good one, an inexpensive wood one. It makes the job go so much easier when you're rolling that wall out.
The team at Watts Home Center can answer all your painting questions, so come on out to their location here in LaGrange. I'm Lindsay Cox for WDRB Home Design.
Kevin Woosley is a lifelong Oldham County resident. He's been a public servant for 30 years and is a former Kentucky State Police 911 administrator. Currently the District 3 Fiscal Court Magistrate, Kevin is a responsive politician. He favors improved broadband internet, more affordable housing, plus new roads and schools to meet the demands of a growing county. Re-elect Kevin Woosley for District 3 Magistrate.
I'm Kevin Woosley, and I approve this message.
Paid for and approved by Kevin Woosley for Magistrate.
Only your locally owned Cub Cadet dealer has genuine parts, accessories, trained service technicians, and the widest selection of innovative Cub Cadet products. We're here for you whenever you need us, with expert service and support to keep your equipment running at peak performance for years to come. Visit your locally owned power equipment dealer, Anderson Sales and Service in Madison, Crestwood, and our newest location at 1675 Watterson Trail in Louisville. You're tuned in to Oldham High School's basketball on Glycod.
And back here at North Oldham High School as it is 37-26, Jeffersonville leading at the halftime break as they have concluded their halftime warm-ups. North Oldham still wrapping things up. Gary, what do you expect to see from the Red Devils in this second half?
Well, I guess the big question is, can they continue to shoot the ball as well as they did the first half? And speaking of the first half, we were just talking about, this first half flew by, and it happens when there aren't many turnovers. It was a very cleanly played game. Both teams shot it well, with Jeff's shooting it really well. So if they continue to shoot this well, North has to find a way to slow that down.
Going to get another national anthem, and now they turn it off. What about for North Oldham? What do you need to see in that second half to get them back in this game?
Well, you got to remember, North's playing with some replacement players and just getting their feet on the ground from the first half. We'll see if they come out and play a little better this second half.
We'll step aside for our final break of the halftime. Come back on the other side, and we will get you all ready for the second half. Stick with us. Boys varsity basketball right here on Glycod.
Hey, I didn't order any pizza.
Jake from State Farm. After you saved me so much dough on insurance with that Parker promo, I devised a promo for you.
Here's the deal, Parker. State Farm offers everyone surprisingly great rates.
Right. Pepperoni pockets, cuckoo crusties.
There's no promo, it's just great rates.
And a cider ranch.
For your surprisingly great home and auto rate,
call State Farm agent Brian Morrison in Louisville today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
You're tuned in to Oldham High School's basketball on Glycod.
Back here at North Oldham High School as the second half just underway, as North Oldham going to get a great look at three to begin things, but Portaro unable to knock it down as here come the Red Devils the other direction. Little bit of a fastball there into Will Loving's Watson. He wasn't able to handle it. See if North Oldham can get back in this ball game as they trail by 11, 37-26. Justin Kalin, Gary Forrester on the call for you this evening. Colby Martin, our producer, and Will Harper on camera for you this evening. As Razor Moore with a dish down low for McGee, and McGee gets it swatted away. How about Higdon and Anderson playing defense down low for North Oldham?
North's big guys causing some shots to be changed.
Here come the Mustangs now back on their offensive side of the floor. Good up and under by Neal. Unable to get it to go. However, Anderson clears the rebound, gets a couple opportunities, and ends up just passing it out for Portaro. Once more, the Jeffersonville defense will start to, or bench, I should say, will start to make some noise as Roberts with a good take inside. Couldn't get it to go, but tips his miss up and in. Ball in the hands of Studemeyer, and we're going to get an early timeout here in the first or third quarter as we will step aside for a full timeout as well. Stick with us. You're watching Boys Varsity Basketball right here on Glycod.
Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters. Colossians 3:23. Stinnett Plumbing, proudly serving Oldham County with a complete array of services from faucet fixes to bathroom renovations. Locally owned, built on integrity, and committed to bringing exceptional quality work to you. On call 24 hours a day for emergency repairs. Phone 502-690-3070. Stinnett Plumbing. This portion of tonight's game on Glycod is brought to you by Stinnett Plumbing. Reliable, friendly, trusted. Phone 502-690-3070 or go online to stinnettplumbing.com.
Coming out of the timeout, Jeffersonville will have the basketball as they also have the lead in this one, 37-28, as we've got 6 minutes and 20 seconds left here in the third quarter of play.
Coach Grant's not happy with his team's play this first 2 minutes of the third quarter.
As Loving's Watt's going to drive it in, and that will continue as he can't get it up and in. It was a quick timeout taken by Coach Grant.
Well, I don't think he liked the way his team was playing. They kind of lost their mojo on defense and were thinking maybe too much offense.
And that's really what helped them extend the lead in that first half of play, was turning up the defensive pressure. They started forcing a few turnovers. For Jeffersonville, that's the hat or identity you want to hang your hat on.
Well, surprisingly, once again, North leading.
Wow.
Well, there's a case where a player assumed it was an over and back, didn't really hustle hard, got the ball and kind of walked with it, and the official said, no, the ball was tipped, but now I'm going to call you for walking.
You know what they say about assuming.
Yep. Lesson learned, I hope, for the North player. North back in at 2-3.
Here's Brandon Razor Moore with it as he gets it in for Will Loving's Watts. Both of them had really good first halves tonight. Studemeyer, three on top of the key, and he's been able to knock down some shots tonight.
You got to make Studemeyer catch and move. if he catches and shoots, well, right now he's making everything he shoots.
And a charge on the other end as Monty McGee, I believe his second charge taken of the night, gets his body in great position once more.
Well, I tell you what, that's a sign of a very good coach team. It's just 2 turnovers forced by the Jeff defense tonight, setting up, taking charges.
Just over 5 minutes left here in this third quarter of play. That's McGee with it here.
McGee maybe not the offensive threat the other players are. He's looking more to be the facilitator, the passer.
Brandon Razor Moore rises up and connects again. And he's had a really good ball game tonight as now Jeffersonville's extended their lead up to 14. And they're going to force a turnover as Razor Moore comes up with it. And he's going to rise and take the shot. Can't get it to go, but Lovings Watts with the rebound. And he goes towards the basket and gets fouled. Holding his foot after that drive. Appears to be all right.
They're always better when they go to the line to shoot free throws.
Except for Britton Moore's case, who is still on that Jeffersonville sideline. Don't think we're going to see any more him tonight. As Lovings Watts aims down the sights, and the first one misses off to the right.
Watch Lovings Watts warm up, and I'm watching him here on the line. He doesn't look like a really good shooter. He's more of a streaky shooter. Missed 2 free throws there.
Here comes North Oldham the other direction, trying to cut into that 14-point deficit here. Dallas Roberts with the basketball in his hands. Now the defensive pressure turned up a little bit, but it's going to end up in a wide-open 3 for Grant Neal, as he will knock it down, and that lead back to 11 for Jeffersonville.
The sophomore Neal, you don't have to tell him twice to shoot. He's cocked and loaded out there in the 3 area, and if he's open, he's shooting.
As McGee, there we are, down low, gets it up and off the glass.
Very good offensive set against the 2-3. High-low, Jeff takes it, goes inside, and scores.
First points of the night for McGee. As he's got as many points now as he does charges taken. As Roberts rises up at the free throw line to try to knock it through, no good. But the rebound goes off the fingertips of Will Lovings-Watts, so it'll stay with the Mustangs here. Under 4 to go here in this third quarter of play as we're halfway through. Lovings-Watts going to come to the sideline. I believe it's Ray Laird they put back in the ball game, the freshman. On-ball defender here. Has a good look at 3, and Witt's going to knock it down. First points of the night for him, and it gets that deficit back to 10 now for North Oldham. They continue to hang around. They cut into it a little bit. Jeffersonville extends it back. See if the Mustangs can't try to continue to fight back in, and Witt now going to come up with a steal. So gets it up for Roberts. In the corner, Neal going to try another 3 and gets it. And that will result in another timeout taken by Coach Grants and the Red Devils. We'll step aside and take one with them. You're watching Boys Varsity Basketball right here on Glycod.
Winter is coming. The Farmer's Almanac is predicting a rough winter with teeth-chattering cold. Don't be caught unprepared. Call Thompson Heating and Cooling today for a special $99 HVAC checkup. Because the last time you want to find out your heat isn't working is when you really need it. At Thompson, we offer a 2-hour appointment window, so you won't be kept waiting all day. We are fully stocked and prepared, and 90% of our calls are repaired that day. And as always, your satisfaction is guaranteed. Call us today for express service.
You're tuned in to Oldham High School's basketball on Glycod.
Back here at North Oldham High School, coming out of the timeout. Second one used this half by Coach Grants and the Red Devils as we are down to 3 minutes to play here in quarter number 3. Jeffersonville 44, North Oldham 37.
I think Coach Grants in that timeout might have re-emphasized they need to know where the shooters are. That's the second one that Neal's knocked down here in the last minute or so.
There's McGee with it now for Jeffersonville. As it looks like North Oldham has turned up the defensive pressure a little bit. As Studemeyer going to end up with a good look at three, not able to knock it down. Roberts clears the rebound. An opportunity here to get as close as they've been since early in the second quarter as Roberts rises up and gets it to drop.
You can't let Roberts take the ball to the right unimpeded. He'll pull up and shoot that little short jumper. You got to try to force him back left.
Roberts, a guy averaging north of 17 points a ball game, didn't have the greatest first half, but he's come out aggressive here in the second. As Brandon Razor Moore, a three missed. Back comes North Oldham the other direction as they trail by just 5 here. 2 minutes to play in quarter number 3. It's Roberts with the ball in his hands as he slides it to his left. Witt inside. Higdon wanted to go down low, and he draws the foul. As they're going to get Brandon Razor Moore on the foul that time. And not a very long stay on the bench for Will Lovings-Watts, as he will come out and replace Monty McKee. And another foul, this time on the freshman Ray Laird. And that's the 4th foul on Laird in limited minutes tonight.
Well, Laird playing like a freshman. Not many fouls are good fouls, but that one wasn't, and the fact that he had 3 already just compounded the fact.
Good look at 3 here for North Oldham, and all of a sudden, don't look now, they are within 2 as Keaton Witt able to knock down another one as it's all of a sudden a 44-42 ball game. Brandon Razor Moore silences the crowd for at least a second as he hits the mid-range jumper. Now Jeffersonville will deploy a full court press again. But this time broken easily by North Oldham. Down low for Anderson. He gets it up and in. Make it 46-44 as we're down to 65 seconds left here in this third quarter. On top the key, good look at 3, no good. Battle for the rebound as North Oldham clears it. And a chance here to take the lead. Great effort here in the second half thus far by Coach Levich's squad. Here's Neal, inside for Anderson. He's being guarded by Will Lovings-Watts. Now on top, Witt fires the 3, this time no good, as Brandon Razor Moore clears the rebound and fouled by Anderson in the process. That's just the 3rd foul on North Oldham here in this second half. As Jeffersonville will take over with 30 seconds left here in this third quarter of play. They hold it for the final shot. I imagine they will.
2-3 zone employed by North. Guards out front are just extending pressure on the ball, not letting them stand and hold it.
Down to 15 seconds as Studemeyer now going to get pressured a little bit. As driving inside, kicks it off to his right. Lovings-Watts fires up, can't get it to go, but Razor Moore with the rebound, stick back up and in, and that is how we will end our third quarter of play. Jeffersonville 48, North Oldham 44. We've got an exciting one coming down to the finish. Stick with us. You're watching boys varsity basketball right here on Glycod.
Kevin Woosley is a lifelong Oldham County resident. He's been a public servant for 30 years and is a former Kentucky State Police 911 administrator. Currently the District 3 Fiscal Court Magistrate, Kevin is a responsive politician. He favors improved broadband internet, more affordable housing, plus new roads and schools to meet the demands of a growing county. Re-elect Kevin Woosley for District 3 Magistrate.
I'm Kevin Woosley, and I approve this message.
Paid for and approved by Kevin Woosley for Magistrate.
Only your locally owned Cub Cadet dealer has genuine parts, accessories, trained service technicians, and the widest selection of innovative Cub Cadet products. We're here for you whenever you need us, with expert service and support to keep your equipment running at peak performance for years to come. Visit your locally owned power equipment dealer, Anderson Sales and Service in Madison, Crestwood, and our newest location at 1675 Watterson Trail in Louisville. You're tuned in to Oldham High School's basketball on Glycod.
8:44, Jeffersonville leading as we begin our fourth quarter of play. As it was a great third quarter for North Oldham, outscoring the Red Devils 18-11 in that third frame to get them back in the ball game, and now they continue to pressure down low as it's Ian Higdon finishing off the glass once more. He's had a good ball game here tonight. As Razor Moore, another good look at three, and another one that spins out. And on the rebound, we're going to get a foul by the freshman Mike Cooper. Worth noting, there's been 3 freshmen play for Jeffersonville tonight. Bodes well for the future, no?
Well, after watching the JV game, I can see why. They're very talented.
As here's Roberts with it. He's going to stay aggressive as he goes all the way to the basket. Can't finish the layup, but a couple free throw opportunities upcoming.
Well, as we mentioned earlier, Roberts may start you left, but probably 90% of the time he's going to cross you back over right, and he's made a living tonight on that move.
First free throw is up and in. And nice to see Roberts assert himself here in this second half. Seemed a little timid at times in that first half as he's able to knock down both free throws here, and we're knotted up once more at 48.
The North is coming a long way back from that halftime deficit, playing assuredly, and the odd thing about it is they're winning the battle of the rebounds against a much more athletic Jeff team.
Worth noting these two teams have met one time in their history. It was last season, a 78-57 win for Jeffersonville. North Oldham making it more interesting this season. As inside, a good finish down low. Another one of the freshmen for Jeffersonville, P.J. Douglas, finishing that time.
Great high-low 1-3-1 set against North's 2-3 zone.
50-48 now as Higdon driving to the bucket, not able to get it to go, but a couple more free throws upcoming for him. And speaking of making a living, Higdon has pretty well made a living at the free throw line tonight.
Well, as we mentioned to start the game, you cannot let Higdon get the ball in the paint. He's going to score. If he misses a shot, he'll get his rebound, he'll put it back in. But, you've got to play off of him a little bit, invite him to shoot the shot, but do not let him get the ball in the paint.
Higdon makes the first free throw, and before the second, we are going to get a 30-second timeout, so we'll step aside and take one with them. You're watching boys varsity basketball right here on Glycod.
LaGrange Service Center is a professional automotive service center that aims to provide the highest level of customer satisfaction. Their team is dedicated to performing honest and ethical work. Their experienced technicians make affordably priced immediate and scheduled repairs. Plus, they offer 24-hour emergency roadside assistance and much more. Located at 409 West Jefferson Street, or call 502-222-1673. LaGrange Service Center.
You're tuned in to Oldham High School's basketball on Glycod.
And timeout, Ian Higdon will have one more free throw here for North Oldham. A chance to knot this ball game up, and this game's been a fun one.
Justin, here's your trivia question of the night.
Oh, boy.
Mustangs tie it up for only the second time tonight. Still haven't gone ahead.
There's Jeffersonville back with the basketball and all knotted up, as Gary alluded to. 6 minutes left to play here in this one. This is going to be a finish here as Lovings-Watts unable to control the basketball, and that was a little fishy there, Gary, as the official was right where that basketball was going. I think Lovings-Watts would have been able to control it, but it hit the ref out of bounds.
Well, not only was the official, so was Coach Gratz.
As good job beating the press there by North Oldham. Getting it to the rack was Neal. He can't knock it down. as Roberts with a good look at three, and he will, as that gives North Oldham their first lead of the night.
Well, that came off a miss and 2 offensive rebounds, and that's one thing that's happened. Well, it's a little early to make this statement, but, I think the Forest theory is going to come into play tonight. And for those that aren't familiar, first team to 60 wins 90% of the time. And I think this one's going to be tested.
Make sure we'll keep an eye on that number as Roberts with the basketball here, going behind his back. Witt on top of the key. He's knocked down a couple threes tonight. Now inside, Higdon with an aggressive move against Will Loving's Watts. And Coach Grant's not very happy on that Jeffersonville sideline. He thought Higdon leaned into Will Loving's Watts.
Well, I'll tell you what's happened. North Oldham, the last 7 times down the floor, has scored or been fouled on shots. So right now, I guess Coach probably has trying to build his case to the official right now, as you mentioned, that Higdon just lowered his shoulder. And, the question is, who initiated contact?
Yeah. So tricky to figure that out, as Higdon's second free throw no good as well, so it will remain a 3-point North Oldham lead, 53-50. We'll see if Jeffersonville, facing adversity for the first time tonight, they do here offensively, as they've got
Levin's really been quiet here the last couple of minutes.
And they tried to get it into him there, but McGee with an errant pass. It's taken away from North Oldham. Now, speaking of errant pass, this one's going to go right out of bounds as Neal tried to go across the floor, but a teammate not there. So back to Jeffersonville it'll go.
Well, a good pass. Unfortunately, no one there. Closest might have been Coach Levins.
Now here we go with Jeffersonville back in possession. Trailing by 3 as Studemeyer with the basketball in his hands now. They've got to get it into the hands of Brandon Razor Moore or Will Loving's Watts. As Studemeyer on top of the key, free throw line jumper as it gets blocked, as Anderson with his length again, altering shots. Roberts across the timeline as we're about halfway through this fourth quarter of play. Roberts driving inside, loses it on the way up, but they're going to say last touched by Jeffersonville.
Roberts once again starts left, goes back right. It was like the parting of the Red Sea.
As Witt tries to inbound it for Luke Anderson. Anderson does end up running it down. Leaves it off for Grant Neal, who gets it into the hands of Dallas Roberts. It's been in his hands a lot in this second half. As he fires the 3 there, no. Higdon with the offensive rebound, and they're going to say he lost it off of his knee. But what an effort tonight by Ian Higdon, the junior offensive rebounding machine, and we are going to get a timeout taken with 3:54 left in this ball game. We'll step aside and take a break with them. You're watching boys varsity basketball right here on Glycod.
You're tuned in to Oldham High School's basketball on Glycod.
And welcome back here to North Oldham High School as it is 53-50. North Oldham leading, 3:54 left in this ball game as it will be Jeffersonville basketball. Coach, what's happened in this ball game?
Well, I'll tell you what, Justin, this has kind of followed script the way Jeff has played this year. They've led the entire game, and now in the last couple of minutes they've tightened up a little bit. And, it's not about finding a way to win. Sometimes it's finding a way not to lose.
And how about that, as that's going to be a nasty alley-oop as Will Loving's Watts going up to throw it down. How about that for a play out of a timeout?
Excellent call by the bench. We just talked about we hadn't heard much from Levins for a while, and that brings the attention back around to him.
It's a beautiful play design coming out of the timeout there by Andrew Grants.
Well, anytime you're in a 2-3 zone, look for the ball to be skipped, and there's a back screen, and when you've got somebody that can pogo up there like Levins. But once again, the trade-off is they go down and they foul at the other end.
As Neal will earn a 1-and-1 opportunity, Grant Neal knocks down the first one.
You know, that's the problem with Jeff. You know, when they score this half, they're giving up points the other half.
Neal knocks down the second free throw as well, makes it 55-52. Under 3.5 minutes left in this ball game. Jeffersonville has led pretty well the entire game. The exception of this fourth quarter as Studemeyer with a big shot there. Knots it back up, this time at 55.
Jeff, a little bit of pressure now.
Grant Neal's able to break it easily as he goes right up against Brandon Razormore. Now leaves it off for Roberts.
Roberts looking for that high screen pick and roll. You can bet he's going to go right.
Actually gives it up for Higdon. And now Anderson gets it back to Roberts, and he does indeed go to his right, but now he's just going to back it up. Under 3 minutes to play here in this ball game.
Roberts a junior, but he's a veteran, been starting since he was an 8th grader.
He's going to try to drive on Will Lovings Watts here. Pass it out for Grant Neal, who gets it right back to him. And the noise and the volume have picked up significantly in this building the last couple minutes as Roberts with a nice three there to drop through, and North Oldham back on top by 3. Dallas Roberts, a heck of a second half here tonight. As we're down to 2 minutes left, driving inside, Brandon Razormore lays it off for Florence, who gets it swatted away. Now Razormore back up, can't get it to go. McGee battling for the rebound, and they're going to say North Oldham basketball off the foul. What a crazy flurry there. And it's going to be, guess who? Ian Higdon walking to the opposite free throw line, where he has spent the majority of his night, with a chance to extend that 3-point North Oldham lead up to 5.
Well, North being very fortunate. It seems like they've lived on this free throw line the entire fourth quarter.
Higdon, however, misses the front end of the 1-and-1.
Foul totals 8-3 now.
North Oldham shooting free throws the rest of the way. Jeffersonville's got a while to get there. We're down to 90 seconds left. Red Devils trailing by 3. They have the basketball here. As they're ideally going to take their time here on this offensive possession, get an open look. As McGee thought about passing it, and instead we are going to get a timeout taken by Andrew Grants of the Red Devils, a full timeout. So we'll step aside and we'll take a break with them with 1:22 left here in this ball game. 55-58, North Oldham leading. Stick with us. You're watching Boys Varsity Basketball right here on Glycod.
Kevin Woosley is a lifelong Oldham County resident. He's been a public servant for 30 years and is a former Kentucky State Police 911 administrator. Currently the District 3 Fiscal Court Magistrate, Kevin is a responsive politician. He favors improved broadband internet, more affordable housing, plus new roads and schools to meet the demands of a growing county. Re-elect Kevin Woosley for District 3 Magistrate.
I'm Kevin Woosley, and I approve this message.
Paid for and approved by Kevin Woosley for Magistrate.
You're tuned in to Oldham High School's basketball on Glycod.
And back here at North Oldham High School, as it is the Mustangs clinging on to a 58-55 lead with 1:22 left in this ball game, but Jeffersonville does have the basketball.
One of the things we need to remember right now, North Oldham has only made 3 fouls this half, so they're a long way for Jeff to get in the bonus. North, on the other hand, shooting the single bonus, 1 away from the double.
See if Jeffersonville draws up out of the timeout. Last time Grants called a timeout, it was an alley-oop.
Don't need a three. They're watching for the alley-oop. Settle for your best shot.
And Studemeyer going to drive in. That was a pretty good look, but he's unable to knock it through.
Well, once again, North 1 and out. Possessing the rebounds, not in a hurry now.
And we are down under a minute left to play. As Coach Grants wanted his team to foul, but they get lucky and force the turnover instead.
That's like foul. No, good job. Well, that was sort of an unforced and quite frankly from Dallas Roberts, something you wouldn't expect it out of him.
Now Jeffersonville with another opportunity to knot this game back up. Not if Will Lovings-Watts keeps firing passes like that, as that was a dangerous one. Fortunately, Jeffersonville keeps the basketball.
I would have thought Lovins would have taken the ball to the hole then. He passed up a better shot than he was going to give his teammate.
There's Studemeyer with it now, down under 40 seconds left in this one. He's going to drive to his right. Gets it off for Will Lovings-Watts. Cross-court pass into the corner, back to Studemeyer. Good look at three, and knocks it down. Tied up again at 58.
Remember, one team's in the bonus. That's North. Jeff isn't.
And we are down to 12 seconds now. We'll see what Roberts does here.
A high screen for Roberts. Watch him starting left, going right.
Down to 6. Roberts in the lane, rises up, gets it to go! And we are going to get a timeout taken with 1.4 seconds left. As what a finish to this ball game. Dallas Roberts, a quiet first half, came out in this second half and has really asserted himself and could very well wind up having the game-winning basket there.
Well, that's a veteran player. The first half with his running mate out for the night. He's playing with a couple younger guys. He was a facilitator, but when it comes time for the big money, it's the Dallas Roberts show. Once again, high screen, started left, going right. You can write it down like a book, and he's pretty proficient at it. Now, let's look at this situation. You got you got a second and a half to go.
They changed it to 3.1.
Oh, okay. So you got a 2-point ball game. You got fouls to waste if you're North. What you don't want is for Jeff to be able to throw the ball into their front court, because 3 seconds, that's an easy drive basket or a three. So what hopefully you could do if you're North, force them to throw the ball into the back court and eat up time. And if you have to, foul.
Yeah, that option is always there, as they can foul 3 more times before it hurts them. As long as Jeffersonville's not shooting the basketball, as this is a full timeout.
Well, and what you'll find at high school level, no one wants to be the guy who makes the foul for the guy who might win the game. So, got to go the length of the floor.
We'll see what they draw up here. As I mentioned, 3.1 seconds up on the clock as opposed to 1.4.
North Oldham in a 2-2-1.
And before we get the play, we are going to get another timeout taken, this time by North Oldham and Coach Levich, as he just wanted to see what Jeffersonville deployed out there.
That was a sneak and peek timeout. He takes a look at what Jeff set up, so let's see coming back out if the Red Devils are in the same alignment or if they changed any.
Yeah, now, when that situation happens, you being a guy who's had experience in the coaching level, if you're Jeffersonville in this situation, does it go through your head to, well, maybe we change our play as well?
Well, you got to be real careful.
Yeah.
Or what you do is you outfox yourself. You got to know your team. How are they going to do it? Let me throw another scenario at you. With the changing of the time on the clock that was at one time 1.5 seconds, you now got 3.1. You could literally throw the ball to half court and call another timeout. And then you've got the ball with the 2 seconds in the front court, and then you can get that good shot off. So you got a lot of scenarios. If you're North, let's see if they switch out of the 2-2-1. What you tell North is you switch everything north-south. That way you don't allow a long pass.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how it plays out here, as McGee will be the trigger man for the Red Devils.
So both teams have changed.
There's a lot of movement as it will get in for Studemeyer. He gets to the midcourt line, fires it up, and a great look for Studemeyer and the Red Devils. But unfortunately, they are going to fall in this one tonight. 60-58. North Oldham completes the comeback after trailing by 11 at the half. What a ball game. What a finish here tonight. Coach Gary and I will break it all down on the other side of this break. Stick with us. You're watching boys varsity basketball right here on Glycod.
Winter is coming. The Farmer's Almanac is predicting a rough winter with teeth-chattering cold. Don't be caught unprepared. Call Thompson Heating and Cooling today for a special $99 HVAC checkup. Because the last time you want to find out your heat isn't working is when you really need it. At Thompson, we offer a 2-hour appointment window, so you won't be kept waiting all day. We are fully stocked and prepared, and 90% of our calls are repaired that day. And as always, your satisfaction is guaranteed. Call us today for express service.
Want to replace your old, rotted, and drafty windows? What would your house look like with the newest and high-quality windows on the market? With just one call to Metro Windows, you can choose from a great selection of aluminum-clad, vinyl, and rot-free windows at an affordable price. And Metro Windows can also replace just the glass and failed windows, too. Their installers are Oldham County residents that take pride in their work and craftsmanship. Metro Windows has been locally owned for over 30 years and is the proud carrier of the Windsor window line. Give Metro Windows a call today at 222-7828. That's 222-7828, Metro Windows.
Crestwood Coin Laundry, Oldham County's leading laundromat for over 25 years. Located at 6520 West Highway 146, Crestwood Coin Laundry offers state-of-the-art facilities in a clean, inviting atmosphere. You can wash and dry clothes yourself, or you can drop off your clothes in the morning and have them back clean, dry, and folded that afternoon. Their extra-large washers are perfect for comforters and large items, and all larger machines accept credit cards. They're open at 8 on weekdays and 7 on weekends for your convenience. Stop in or visit them online, CrestwoodCoinLaundryKY.com.
Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters. Colossians 3:23. Stinnett Plumbing, proudly serving Oldham County with a complete array of services from faucet fixes to bathroom renovations. Locally owned, built on integrity, and committed to bringing exceptional quality work to you. On call 24 hours a day for emergency repairs. Phone 502-690-3070. Stinnett Plumbing.
Welcome to WDRB Home Design here at Watts Home Center. We're talking paint colors today. Tommy, what are the hottest colors this season?
The hottest colors are gray. Grays are trending. You also have taupes, off-white. Benjamin Moore has over 4,000 colors, so we can find something that you like.
So if I wanted to color match my shirt, you could do it?
I can do it. We take our little color spectrometer here. It will take a picture of your shirt, tells us what color it is. We have true color lighting, so it helps us get the true color to match your color.
Do you have any tips for us to ensure a successful paint job?
The best tip I can give you is use the proper tools. You want to use a good paintbrush, you want to use a good roller. People always grab a roller frame, they just want to roll a wall. Grab a pole, whether it be an expensive good one, an inexpensive wooden one. It makes the job go so much easier when you're rolling that wall out.
The team at Watts Home Center can answer all your painting questions, so come on out to their location here in LaGrange. I'm Lindsay Cox for WDRB Home Design.
Tonight's post-game recap is brought to you by Watts Home Center. Whether it's building, restoring, or improving your home, visit the experts at Watts. 2350 Commerce Parkway in LaGrange. Watts Home Center. Design that feels like home.
And back here at North Oldham High School, where your North Oldham Mustangs 60, Jeffersonville Red Devils 58, in what was a phenomenal game of boys varsity basketball this evening, as it was all Jeffersonville all night until it wasn't, Coach. What a comeback by North Oldham here tonight.
Very much so. And, you know, it's not that Jeff played poorly. They just didn't shoot it as well in the second half. And, you know, they had a clean floor game. The problem seemed to exist is in the fourth quarter, they didn't have good defensive stands at the other end. They either fouled or give up an offensive board, and they got crushed on the board, surprisingly, 32-19 by North Oldham. And I think that's a big difference. I don't think people would have thought that. But I also think they got the scoreboard watching, and when you're a team that's had the type of year they've kind of found ways not to close things out, tonight was another one of those scenarios. Yeah, North opened the gate a couple of times, missed some bonus free throws.
Yeah, it's a situation we talk about often in the sports world. Instead of playing to win, they kind of played to not lose this ball game tonight, and that's, I think, what really came up and hurt them here in this second half.
Very much so. Nice played game. I mean, two different teams with styles of play, and when it came down to it, North knew to get the ball in the hands of their point guard, Dallas Roberts, who finished up with a game-high 25 points and, makes the big bucket late.
Man, that was a quiet 25 points as he really came alive in that second half, as it was Jeffersonville leading by 6, 19-13 after the first quarter of play. They then extended that up to 11 at 37-26 by the halftime break. But that's when North Oldham started to come back a little bit. It was just a slim 4-point lead for Jeffersonville after the end of the third at 48-44 before North Oldham finally completes the comeback and wins this one 60-58 this evening. Coach, let's go ahead and take a look at some of those final statistics you got in front of you.
Well, once again, the glaring thing was the rebound total, and it was 32 rebounds for North Oldham, 19 for the Red Devils. And turnovers, once again, only 7 total turnovers for the Red Devils for the game. Most coaches would take that, but I might add they only had 2 at halftime, so it means they had 5 the second half, and obviously in a 2-point game, all of those, they measure big. North Oldham, on the other hand, only 10 turnovers for a game at this pace. Both teams shot it well, 23 of 49, right at 50%, close, just a smidgen under for the Red Devils, and 19 of 44 for North Oldham. So, in a lot of ways, the stats are pretty clean, but all it takes in a close game is 1 or 2 shots that make the difference.
Yeah, and that's what we saw here tonight, as it ended up being Dallas Roberts, 1 shot with 3 seconds left that gives North Oldham the win at 60-58 here this evening. We will go ahead and step aside for our final break of the evening. We will come back on the other side to give you your most outstanding players. Stick with us. You're watching Boys Varsity Basketball right here on Glycod.
Robert Lane is not a seasoned politician. He grew up in Oldham County and has been in the trenches alongside first responders for over 20 years. As sheriff, he will provide fresh, community-oriented policing perspectives while maintaining a duty to serve citizens fairly and impartially. Vote for a candidate with a servant's heart. Vote Robert Lane for Oldham County Sheriff, committed to community.
I'm Robert Lane, and I approve this message.
Paid for and approved by Robert Lane for Oldham County Sheriff.
Looking for sound, prudent financial advice? Did you know that one of the brightest and best financial advisors is in your own backyard? Robin Lawson of Financial Solutions Incorporated has a mission to understand your long-term goals and to create a specific strategy just for you. Robin understands the challenges that face most of us today and offers fresh, out-of-the-box thinking that can put you on the road to financial freedom. Contact Robin Lawson today at 502-225-9900. That's 502-225-9900, or visit lawsonfinancial.net.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Brian Morrison in Louisville today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
LaGrange Service Center is a professional automotive service center that aims to provide the highest level of customer satisfaction. Their team is dedicated to performing honest and ethical work. Their experienced technicians make affordably priced immediate and scheduled repairs. Plus, they offer 24-hour emergency roadside assistance and much more. Located at 409 West Jefferson Street, or call 502-222-1673. LaGrange Service Center.
Winter is coming. The Farmer's Almanac is predicting a rough winter with teeth-chattering cold. Don't be caught unprepared. Call Thompson Heating and Cooling today for a special $99 HVAC checkup. Because the last time you want to find out your heat isn't working is when you really need it. At Thompson, we offer a 2-hour appointment window, so you won't be kept waiting all day. We are fully stocked and prepared, and 90% of our calls are repaired that day. And as always, your satisfaction is guaranteed. Call us today for express service.
Crestwood Coin Laundry, Oldham County's leading laundromat for over 25 years. Located at 6520 West Highway 146, Crestwood Coin Laundry offers state-of-the-art facilities in a clean, inviting atmosphere. You can wash and dry clothes yourself, or you can drop off your clothes in the morning and have them back clean, dry, and folded that afternoon. Their extra-large washers are perfect for comforters and large items, and all larger machines accept credit cards. They're open at 8 on weekdays and 7 on weekends for your convenience. Stop in or visit them online, crestwoodcoinlaundryky.com.
You're tuned in to Oldham High School's basketball on Glycod.
And welcome back here to North Oldham High School one final time this evening, as it was the North Oldham Mustangs 60-58 over the Jeffersonville Red Devils this evening, and what was a phenomenal game of boys varsity basketball. And we have been tasked with having to name most outstanding players. Tonight's most outstanding players are brought to you by Anderson Sales and Service, a top choice for homeowners and lawn professionals. Visit their Crestwood location at 6159 West Highway 146 or online at andersonsales.com. Coach, who we got for our most outstanding players tonight?
Well, let's take a look at North Oldham, the home team, the guy that makes the shot in the end. Bid his time, if you will, the first half, was more of a facilitator, showed the veteran he is, even though that he's only a junior, and that'd be Dallas Roberts, who finished up the game with 25 points.
Impressive showing by Dallas Roberts for sure, including the final basket that gave his team the win tonight. How about for the Jeffersonville Red Devils? Where does their most outstanding player nod go?
Well, Brandon Razor Moore, it was kind of like the opposite. He carried his team the first half, ended up with 23 for the game. Not as prolific, if you will, the second half, but a lot of that attributed to maybe North doing a better job on him defensively, but still, he carried his team.
There you go, Brandon Razor Moore and Dallas Roberts, your most outstanding players in this ballgame tonight. Just a reminder, you can also nominate your favorite student athlete for Glycod's Most Outstanding Student Athlete Award. This winter, a male and female high school student will be recognized for their outstanding academic and athletic achievements during the fall sports season. For more information and to submit an applicant, visit glycod.com. Before we get out of here, I certainly want to thank some people. I want to thank all of our basketball sponsors. I want to thank Colby Martin, who's producing for us this evening, Will Harper on camera for us this evening as well, and of course, Steve Bird. I left him out our last broadcast. I want to shout out Steve, getting us statistics, putting together game packets for us, just making this a whole lot easier than it actually should be. So shout out to all three of them. Gary, shout out to you as well. It's been nice working these games with you. Any final thoughts before we get out of here?
No, enjoyed it. And, I hope our listeners continue to follow Glycod. We like to think we're the best in high school sports.
Absolutely. So that's pretty well going to wrap it up here from North Oldham High School. Alongside Gary Forrest, this is Justin Kalen saying so long and good night. You've been watching boys varsity basketball right here on Glycod.
Welcome to WDRB Home Design here at Watts Home Center. We're talking paint colors today. Tommy, what are the hottest colors this season?
The hottest colors are gray. Grays are trending. You also have taupes, off-white. Benjamin Moore has over 4,000 colors, so we can find something that you like.
So if I wanted to color match my shirt, you could do it?
I can do it. We take our little color spectrometer here. We'll take a picture of your shirt, tells us what color it is. We have true color lighting, so it helps us get the true color to match your color.
Do you have any tips for us to ensure a successful paint job?
The best tip I can give you is use the proper tools. You want to use a good paintbrush, you want to use a good roller. People always grab a roller frame, they just want to roll a wall, grab a pole, whether it be an expensive good one, an inexpensive wood one. It makes the job go so much easier when you're rolling that wall out.
The team at Watts Home Center can answer all your painting questions, so come on out to their location here in LaGrange. I'm Lindsay Cox for WDRB Home Design.
Looking for sound, prudent financial advice? Did you know that one of the brightest and best financial advisors is in your own backyard? Robin Lawson of Financial Solutions Incorporated has a mission to understand your long-term goals and to create a specific strategy just for you. Robin understands the challenges that face most of us today and offers fresh, out-of-the-box thinking that can put you on the road to financial freedom. Contact Robin Lawson today at 502-225-9900. That's 502-225-9900 or visit lawsonfinancial.net.
Want to replace your old, rotted, and drafty windows? What would your house look like with the newest and high-quality windows on the market? With just one call to Metro Windows, you can choose from a great selection of aluminum-clad, vinyl, and rot-free windows at an affordable price. And Metro Windows can also replace just the glass and failed windows, too. Their installers are Oldham County residents that take pride in their work and craftsmanship. Metro Windows has been locally owned for over 30 years and is the proud carrier of the Windsor window line. Give Metro Windows a call today at 222-7828. That's 222-7828 Metro Windows.
Kevin Woosley is a lifelong Oldham County resident. He's been a public servant for 30 years and is a former Kentucky State Police 911 administrator. Currently the District 3 Fiscal Court Magistrate, Kevin is a responsive politician. He favors improved broadband internet, more affordable housing, plus new roads and schools to meet the demands of a growing county. Re-elect Kevin Woosley for District 3 Magistrate.
I'm Kevin Woosley, and I approve this message.
Paid for and approved by Kevin Woosley for Magistrate.
Only your locally owned Cub Cadet dealer has genuine parts, accessories, trained service technicians, and the widest selection of innovative Cub Cadet products. We're here for you whenever you need us, with expert service and support to keep your equipment running at peak performance for years to come. Visit your locally owned power equipment dealer, Anderson Sales and Service in Madison, Crestwood, and our newest location at 1675 Watterson Trail in Louisville. You're tuned in to Oldham High School's basketball. From Glycod, this has been Oldham High School's basketball. Tonight's game was brought to you by Anderson Sales and Service, outdoor equipment specialists who make your life easier. By Metro Windows, installers of high-quality windows. By Thompson Heating and Cooling, making people comfortable. By LaGrange Service Center, quality car care since 1964. By Watts Home Center in LaGrange, design that feels like home. By State Farm Agent Leslie Gilley, Robert Lane for Oldham County Sheriff, Roy's Body and Glass Shop, and by Lawson Financial.
For schedule information about our upcoming broadcasts, visit our website, glicod.com, Facebook and Twitter, @Glycod. We thank you for tuning into this live sports presentation from Glycod.